This video will cover everything needed to configure custom users and roles within SAVI. The process shown will be the same in every version of SAVI 3. To begin, navigate to the Manage Users page from Facility View. Note that if you're not logged in as admin or a user with the Manager role, you won't be able to access this page. Once you're in, you'll notice two main tabs in the top left, Users and Roles. Users are unique logins, each with their own username and password. A new user can be created for an individual person or for a team of SAVI users. A role is what contains the actual list of permissions. To give a user specific permissions, simply assign them to a role by selecting the user and then clicking the role. Let's get started by creating a new user. First, you'll enter the user's name. If this user represents a team of staff members, you can leave the name blank. Next, enter the username itself. This can be a combination of first and last name, the name of a position or team, or something unique. Lastly, you'll need to decide whether to manually set the user's password or email them a link which allows them to set up the password themselves. Obviously, that's the more secure option, but if you're setting up a user account that multiple staff members will use, you'll need to set the password yourself. Now it's time to give the user a set of permissions by choosing their role. If the user should have access to edit other users and roles themselves, then choose the Manager role. The Manager role cannot be deleted, and it's the only way for someone to use most admin permissions without actually logging in as the admin. If you're wanting to give a user a limited set of permissions, you'll want to create a new role for them, though it is possible to edit the Manager permissions as well. Let's switch over to the Roles tab now and create one from scratch. After clicking New Role, you'll give it a name and hit Save. Now that the role is created, select it and the Permissions page will load. At the top you can see all users who have been assigned to the role, which right now is none. Keep in mind you can assign the role to various users by clicking on them from here, or by choosing the role from the Users page like we did earlier. The next step is to simply scroll down the page checking all the permissions you want included in the role. We can choose what scenes, map views, sources, devices, and special permissions will be included. When making the selections, remember that while you can check or uncheck individual devices, you can also click at the top of a section to toggle all of them at once. For devices, keep in mind this includes macros and audio zones as well. Essentially, everything controllable in the facility is considered a device in this context. Now let's take a look at some of the special permissions. Can create mixes means this role is able to create mixes directly from Facility View by combining audio sources into a mix. This feature is only available when a SAVI DSP or DMA is in the project. Edit and Create Events permission means the role can schedule layout changes via the scheduler in SAVI Show. The Manage Show Content permission determines whether the role can access SAVI Show at all. And the Canvas Links permission grants access to the Canvas Edit page where WebOS displays are linked. When granting permissions for devices, we have the option of Hidden, View, or Control. Hidden means the device won't appear at all. View means the user can see the device as well as its status and Facility View, whereas Control means the user has full control over that endpoint. Regardless of what's chosen, it's important to note that every role needs access to at least one scene. If none are selected, logging in as a user assigned to that role would result in an access denied page, since the role can't view any scene. It's also worth noting that if a user is assigned two different roles, they'll have the combined permissions granted from both. This means if the user has a role with a lighting zone marked View only, but another role with the zone marked Control, then the user will have full control over it. Now let's take a quick look at the guest role. The guest role is essentially a list of permissions available in Facility View for when no user is logged in. Admins should be cautious about what permissions, if any, are added to this role, because anyone on the network will have access to these permissions. Before we end, let's log in as our new user and see how Facility View changes based on their assigned role. Currently, I'm logged in as admin, and you can see I have access to everything in the project that's included in the active scene. I can verify I'm logged in as admin by checking the menu here. This button will always show the name of whichever user is currently logged in. If I click this, I now have the option to edit the name, email, and password. Now I'll log out and log back in as the team lead. You can see I no longer have access to the event spaces, exterior devices, or the manager's office. If I click the menu, you'll notice that SAVI Show, Manage Users, and the Canvas Edit buttons are all hidden. This concludes our tutorial on custom users and roles. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more SAVI training videos.